What is up, Machinima Sports? Death Monkey here, bringing you some more NHL 11 gameplay. And as you see by the title, this isn't a video about NHL 11 though, it is about NHL 12. The new features trailer was released earlier today, and I'm going to give you my first reactions. But first, this is a gameplay of me playing Versus, using the New Jersey Devils, not the best of teams, against the Washington Capitals. And this is not like my other video where it was highlights. I just cut it into two separate parts, and then it's just continuous gameplay. And I really want your feedback on that. Do you want me to use continuous gameplay when I'm posting Versus, or do you want me to use highlights? Because I know some people don't want to watch highlights, or just highlights, and some people don't want to watch just like boring gameplay when the game's just basically a stalemate. But some people like that. But so first reaction, so the reveal trailer, well, not really the reveal trailer, the new features trailer is called, came out, and like last year, the game looks like it's improving a lot. So they improved the physics engine. That's the first thing they brought up. It was great in NHL 11, but I believe it had some bugs. See there, you see how I'm bumping off people? That shouldn't happen. But if you look at the hits in the beginning, they look nasty. There's like somewhere there's guys just flying around. It looks like real contact, where they're just spinning around, moving more freely, and they don't look as stiff. And that just makes the game run more smoother. And that's what you want in a sports game, basically. Because the graphics are nice, but if the game doesn't run smoothly, it doesn't feel like the real thing. It feels like you're playing a video game. But hitting looks like it's a big improvement, and personally, I love hitting. It's a big part of my game, as you see in most of my videos. But since I found in NHL 11, as I said, bouncing off people, this doesn't look like that will happen. It looks like when you hit someone, that you'll actually impede their progress a little bit, and it'll make hits and making contact more useful for playing D. And a lot of the things I've noticed actually are they're making the game not more of a video game, but more of real hockey. And that could work both ways. You may lose some fans who just like it for the insane dangles, but hockey isn't all about that. It's about winning the one-on-one battles and basically crashing the net, and that's what brings me to my next point, which is crashing the net. So crashing the net sounds like a good idea, but they need to have some type of like line drawn as for goalie interference, because if that's a problem and there's not many goalie interference calls, people are just going to crash the net, and it's going to make the game really sloppy. But I trust EA was smart enough to do that and make it so that there's a lot of goalie interference, or at least a balance. So I'll bring it back to the hitting, and the breaking the glass and knocking off people's helmets is going to really make the game a lot more exciting. I found like when I'm playing like ESHL with friends and there's like a huge hit, it makes the party just go insane, and we're just screaming and yelling our heads off. And even when you're playing 1v1, like when I see a big hit, it just pumps me up, and I want to just play even harder. But breaking through the glass and hitting someone if helmets are coming off, that just makes the game more real and makes it more gritty of a game. And I like, so for crashing the net, I really like that, because in NHL 11, I always seem to go to the net, and I always seem to be pressing up when I'm going towards the net. And now that I get to make some contact with the goalie, I can use that to my advantage. Makes it more realistic. You don't really see in this game, you like rush up the goalie and nothing actually happens. And I never actually noticed that in the game. So big props to NHL or EA Sports for noticing that, because I haven't heard anyone complain about that or seen that as an improvement. But the battle in front of the net looked really cool too. Just fighting and jostling for, it's basically the one-on-one battles again, making the game more realistic. And those one-on-one battles would be great for me. In ESHL, I'm using the guy standing in front of the net trying to set up a screen. And with this, it seems everything that they think about, they're one step ahead of the game, and that's what I love about EA. See, since they have this, now they have the more realistic, dynamic goalies. And that makes it easier for the goalies to, you know, see past the screen, so it won't be as easy, and there won't just be every shot going in. And it's really cool how it might be a little, like, I don't know how it's going to work. They haven't really released any details about it, But when you're standing in front of the net, they mention that bigger players will be able to knock over smaller players, and smaller players will be able to like spin out and stuff. So that'll be really cool seeing those battles in front of the net. And I really hate when the defense can hit me and I can't hit them back when I'm playing offense. So now maybe I can just push them to the side and use my hard-hitting winger to basically take a big advantage and get my position in front of the net. So the new dynamic goalies looks alright. I think it'll make them less predictable. I noticed that usually at NHL the goalies are really predictable, and you can basically skate across the crease, slap shot top corner, and they don't really like, they're basically, the goalies are really stiff in the game and they don't really move freely. They just kind of like, it's kind of like, it just looks weird. And this new dynamic goalie I think is a pretty good idea. Makes the game more interesting. Reacting with players, that just connects with reacting with the crashing the net. So the goalie fights, I guess it would be kind of fun, but it's kind of not a very important thing right now. But I guess it adds that to the game. And there's not really many goalie fights in the NHL. I think this year there was actually a lot, but other than that you don't really see it. But I guess it'll be kind of fun, and we'll see. But they should fix the regular fights. I feel they're kind of boring, and they're making them more skill based instead of just spamming punch. And so this is basically mostly all they said, other than the Winter Classic, which would be cool for the first couple of times, but after that it'll get a little bit repetitive. I feel it'll be like the Battle for the Cup. Does anyone really play that anymore? It was a good idea when it sounds like it, but really. So they said they will release more, so this basically ends my first reactions. And let me know what yours are in the comments if you want to. And I'm looking forward to the improvements in Hockey Ultimate Team and EASHL. Hopefully they will add some new types of gameplay mechanics and gameplay features, and basically just features with the team. Like you can maybe there'll be an improved playoff system with best out of 3 instead of like best out of 1, but I don't know how they would do that. But I didn't think they could do a playoff system, and they somehow made that. And maybe a cover athlete. So I'm going to finish off with this, and basically my one question, if you don't want to say what you think about it, who do you think the cover athlete's going to be? The last 2 years it was a Chicago Blackhawk, and this year I don't think it's going to be, but if they do, I think I might cry. And personally, I think and I want it to be the Sedin twins. They've been dominating the league for the last 2 years, and since EA is made in Vancouver, well, not EA, but NHL, the EA headquarters for making NHL is in Vancouver, and most of them are Vancouver fans. I think putting the Sedins on the cover would be very good. And basically that's it. So thanks for watching, and peace.
Your nano suit is powered and active. Jump into the next evolution of war with the new Crisis 2 badges. Join the Respawn Army today. Sync your My Crisis ID and engage in the fight. This is your war. This is your opportunity. Prove your prestige today and earn your badges.